So the Nintendo Switch 2 was finally announced after 8 long years of the Nintendo Switch reigning supreme for Nintendo. They finally teased the Nintendo Switch 2. I have some coffee in me, I have some breakfast in me, so let's talk about it. So obviously this being a teaser trailer, there's not really much to go off of other than what it looks like. Nintendo started by showing that the Switch 2 is bigger, and the screen, the device itself is bigger, the controllers are bigger. I love how the trailer showed the original Switch and then it kind of did this like etching animation where it's like turning into the new Switch and it's showing everything that's new. What I thought was very interesting is now there's more than 2 USB-C ports. There's one on the bottom, which obviously is how it's going to connect to the dock, but then there's also one on the top. So that begs the question, what kind of accessories are we going to be able to use on the Switch 2? You know, the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally, those other handhelds that are kind of dominating the market right now, their USB-C ports are on the top, and it makes it easier to kind of use them with USB-C hubs and docks and plugging in your mouse and keyboard and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if Nintendo is maybe trying to go the route of this is like a handheld PC type of thing. Nintendo showed the new kickstand, and obviously it's kind of like the OLED kickstand where it's got a really nice angle. You can almost lay the Nintendo Switch flat. One thing that did concern me is that the bezels seem to be kind of big again. Now, I don't know if that's just because it's a picture or, you know, it's just me reading too much into things. But if the bezels are big, I mean, yeah, we'll see. Next, we'll talk about the controllers. They don't look that much different, except that they changed the way that the controllers actually attach to the Switch 2 itself. On the original Switch, it was kind of like a sliding motion, but it looks like this one is more of like a attaching motion. I have no idea how the Switch controllers are gonna be locked into place, but I could just see like when you drop, like if you drop your console, the controllers just like shoot in opposite directions. So I don't know what Nintendo's doing. One of the biggest reveals that I was most happy to see in this reveal trailer was that at the very end, they plainly said that the Nintendo Switch 2 will be able to run physical Nintendo Switch games and digital games. So it looks like our libraries from the Nintendo Switch will transfer over to the Switch 2. And I bet a lot of you are happy about that, because if you're like me, you have accumulated not only physical games, but a lot of digital games. So that right there was a huge plus. Now the question is, how are they going to prevent us from putting Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games into the old Nintendo Switch? The way they did that with the 3DS was they added like a little notch on the cartridges. So I'm assuming they'll do something like that, or maybe the cartridge itself will be bigger, or maybe they'll have like a chip inside that can detect that it's not the right game. I don't know what they're gonna do. Needless to say, backwards compatibility is always a plus. It allows the new system to launch with already a huge back catalog of games. So, you know, as soon as you pick up the console, you'll have games to play. Now, the only downside is that what happened with the Nintendo 3DS when it released. Now, if we go back to the Nintendo Switch, the original one, it launched with 3 games. It was like Breath of the Wild, Super Bomberman R, and like one other game, Snipper Clips. It was like 3 games. So for the first few months of its life, the Nintendo Switch was literally just a Zelda machine. So I hope that this time around that there'll be a lot of games to play. Now, another exciting detail was, most definitely, I could say with 99.99% confidence that they just teased the new Mario Kart, Mario Kart 9, whatever you want to call it, which is insane because we have been playing Mario Kart 8 for more than a decade now, or about a decade, which is crazy to think that, because I was just playing that game with some of my friends the other day, and honestly, it's like, how can you really improve on Mario Kart? You know, it's Like, I wonder what Nintendo's gonna do. So Nintendo teased us with a little teaser of what the Switch is gonna look like, but Nintendo has confirmed that there will be a Nintendo Direct on April 2nd of this year. So just like 3 more months, which is gonna be the longest 3 months ever. Basically from today up until that day, it's just gonna be, you're gonna be scrolling through your feed and it's gonna be Switch 2, Switch 2, Switch 2, Switch 2. Everything's gonna be about the Switch 2, so it's gonna be a long 3 months. Obviously, that Direct will probably confirm a lot of what we're just speculating at this point. But I wanna end this video with my hopes and my dreams and wishes for the Nintendo Switch 2. So, number one, I hope that the screen itself will, I want to say 4K, but I know that Nintendo's not going to do that. I hope that the Switch's screen runs at 1080p, because right now the old Nintendo Switch is 720, and now while we have devices like the ROG Ally and the Lenovo Legion Go, where you can get like 4K on those things, I don't think Nintendo is shooting for 4K on the device, but 1080p 60 FPS on that small of a screen is almost all you need. Now, I do hope that when you put it in the dock that it can upscale to 4K, because right now, the old Switch, when you put it into the dock, it upscales to 1080p. And then when most of our TVs nowadays are in 4K and you stretch a 1080p image to 4K, it can look kinda iffy depending on the size of your screen. With the new USB-C port on the top, I hope that Nintendo kind of opens the market with a lot of accessories. What kind of accessories, I have no idea. I don't really think that Nintendo's gonna shoot for a mouse and keyboard type of thing. Honestly, I have no idea what an extra USB-C port could be used for, but it's always good to have it. I'm hoping that it launches with more colors, because obviously the Nintendo Switch launched with 2 different color SKUs. There was the gray model, and then there was the blue and red, or the neon, whatever they called it. So it looks like they're showing the neon version, and I'm hoping that they release it in an all white. I think that the Nintendo Switch OLED all white look is just like, ooh, chef's kiss. It looks so clean. They're the only Joy-Cons that I ever use on my OLED, and I'm hoping for like an all-white version of the Switch. That'd be cool. And last but not least, my final hope and wish is that we get at least 5 launch titles. Like, please, Nintendo, don't do what you did last time. And I don't think that Nintendo can get away with it this time, because there is a lot, I think, in my opinion, there is a lot riding on the success of the Nintendo Switch 2. Just like movies or TV shows, sequels are either really good or they're really bad. You either stand on your successes of the past or you crumble underneath the weight of them. So that's it for this video. Super off the cuff. If it was like rambly, I'm sorry. I will for sure be saving my shekels to buy the Nintendo Switch 2. Are you gonna do the same? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time.